Want to know how you can gain access to capital to jumpstart your journey to entrepreneurial success? For entrepreneurs who are just starting out or those who have been in business for years, Minority Business Access is your podcast. Welcome to our show, where we will guide you in avoiding the pitfalls and thriving in your chosen business. Now, onto the show with your host, Solomon Ali.
Wow, Nicole, it's so exciting to have you here on MBA. I'm so pleased that after all the requests I had that you finally decided to do it. Okay, so I won't do you justice. I tell all my guests that because you will do a whole lot better introducing yourself. So please introduce yourself and tell them who you are and what you do.
Okay. Well, first, Solomon, I'd like to thank you for having me on your show. I'm sorry it took so long, but I'm very excited about your podcast and what it means to the community and the opportunity to be here and just share today. My name is Nicole Singletary. I am an entrepreneur and an investor. I work with RI Holdings, where I manage a private equity portfolio, and I'm excited about that portfolio because in our portfolio we self-fund all of our projects, and there are many organizations out there that don't, and we do. I also am involved with intellectual property management, as well as a marketing company, and also hopefully a venture in the real estate holdings market. So.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. Could you tell us a little bit for my guests?
Okay.
What do they need to know to deal with a RI Holdings, a private equity company, to get investment capital?
In terms of RI Holdings, we personally involve ourselves in the investment in a company. And what they need to know, first of all, is just be honest and open about where they are and where their company is, and allow us and our professionals to have the opportunity to really evaluate that situation. They should not be afraid of certain challenges that they may have, because we specialize in challenges. We specialize in chaos. So with honesty and transparency, we are able to take a look at where a company is, and if it's a fit for us, take it on. And when we take it on, we take it all the way.
I know several companies that you have been involved with in loaning money to and working with the CEOs and helping them to go through that working capital and build their companies and their market. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Working with CEOs, is especially when we sit on the private equity side, sometimes you feel like you're on opposite sides of the table if you're not evenly yoked. But we are very, very experienced and very voiced with the challenges that sometimes come with CEOs. We love CEOs that have a great deal of knowledge about their, not just their product or their business, but the industry they're in, where the industry is going, the challenges of the industry, and opportunities outside of their company that we might be able to exercise in terms of scaling their company for growth.
Wow. You know, one of the exciting things that I've seen you guys do is with the smart home technology and going out, and so far you guys were undefeated and pursuing the license agreements and things of that nature, where you were the underdogs going in the situation.
Correct, yes.
And so for my audience, people who might have patents or business startups, or maybe even in their 3 or 4 years of business, what would you say to them?
If they have patents, we often have requests to take a look at patent portfolios. I believe our group now exercises 3 to 4 deep dives a week, just to see where the patents are. Not everything is patentable, but if it is and we can help, we do. One of the things that we specialized in with our venture into IP was managing the scenario for the investor or the entrepreneur or the inventor. We keep our heads down, we keep the costs low, because that's a challenge when you're trying to monetize your patent, is to manage your cost. And we're very much aware of how expensive it is, and we do try to provide value and a great service for our clients in that.
Wow. So as a young entrepreneur, or maybe in the first 4 or 5 years, I'm looking for money and I want to get some money. Do I have to have it all together? Or can I just come to you and just have a very open conversation?
You can have an open conversation, but at some point we're going to have to work with you to pull it all together. Okay.
Okay. So you will help us do that.
We would definitely help do that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I really don't have to have it all together, but I'm looking for lots of money, millions of dollars here. In other words, what I'm asking, what is your threshold?
Our threshold, depending on the industry, our threshold could be anywhere from, it's really hard to say. We may start with an investment of $250,000 or whatever and grow that investment to several $1,000,000, right? If you don't have it all together, it's pretty much a guarantee that we would start with a small investment and grow that investment. Or there have been other industries where we have had the opportunity to come in and deal with scenarios that are between $5, $15, or $20 million. So it truly just depends. It depends on the lift. If it's a heavy lift for us, and we don't mind a heavy lift, certainly, but if it's a heavy lift, the investment is typically lower. And then as the relationship grows and the business grows, we stay with that business and continue investing throughout.
Okay. So you work with various type of businesses in various industries.
Yes.
Okay. And what is the exciting thing in working with different entrepreneurs?
The exciting thing is that, especially when you have someone that comes in and they're certain but not very certain, and you have a plan and you work that plan and you're hitting your milestones, you're hitting your goals, the funding is there, it becomes easier and easier to obtain, and then all of a sudden you see materialized what the discussion was, 3 or 4 years prior to that.
Wow.
And you see the excitement of that, and you see the excitement of someone who came in and was maybe an entrepreneur, maybe had 2 or 3 people working for them, and now they're taking care of 10 households, 12 households, right? And then they also have the opportunity now to reach back and bring along someone else who may be struggling with an idea or a purpose or something like that.
Okay, yeah. That is really amazing. Yeah. So for you, what's next?
What's next? I'm not sure. I'm taking a deeper look at real estate investments right now. I'm also focused on a patent farm where we will bring on individuals who will help us seek new life and new civilizations, to go to those frontiers that haven't necessarily been recognized right now. So we're looking to bring on new mechanical engineers, new researchers, new graphic artists, all these people that come together and help in the development of a patent portfolio. I'm also looking to extend that opportunity to minority students. One thing I've realized in dealing in the IP world is that there are not a lot of brown faces. I could easily be in a room and be the only one. And the question is why? And what I learned the answer is that there is a lack of casework for minority students, a lack of opportunity. So what I'm looking at now is how can we take our farm and integrate this other aspect of opening the IP world up to minorities and create a whole new generation.
When you say opening up, are you talking minority entrepreneurs, attorneys, engineers?
I'm talking attorneys, mechanical engineers, graphic artists, social media, marketing people.
I see.
Right. All of these people are necessary in the development of a patent portfolio. You don't really think about it, but all of these people most people think law firms, right? Law firms are a large part, but not the totality of it.
Is that the secret sauce that you guys use to win and be victorious?
You say secret sauce, you mean the law firm?
The law firm in combination with the engineers,
Right, definitely. It takes a partnership. It takes a village, and with every law firm opportunity, there are also engineers behind that. There are graphics people that are drawing out your patents and illustrating for you and things like that. There are people who research, who go to see what other ideas or patents or prior art they may be out there that's similar to yours.
Wow, this is really good stuff.
Yes.
I mean, juicy, good stuff. I'm really excited and liking this.
Yes.
So when you're looking at a new patent,
Okay.
okay, what all goes into that?
We have people on our team. We have business development people on our team. We have attorneys on our team. We would probably have engineers on that team that would take a look at the portfolio or the patent that we're examining, and they take it apart and they put it back together to see how it works, right? That's a very simplistic way of saying it. And then you have people that are researching the prior art to see if anyone else out there had that idea or that patent opportunity. And that's both in the U.S. and internationally as well.
Wow. For my audience,
Okay.
what suggestions would you give someone?
In terms of...
Whether they were a inventor,
Okay.
are looking to get into this space, a potential, I guess, attorney, law school, engineer. What suggestions? You just pick which category, and you just kind of tell us what would you suggest if it was an entrepreneur. What would you suggest that they do?
Well, one of the first things I would suggest, especially with a patent opportunity, is be able to prove it. Be able to prove it works, be able to prove you have it, be able to prove the art on it prior to contacting someone, because that would save a lot of time and effort and money initially up front. It's just be able to prove it. Second, believe in it. You know, if you've gone through the trials of writing a patent, you know, having a patent at the patent office and all that goes with prosecuting a patent there, you know, believe in it and be willing to take it out all the way. And also understand that in doing so, you know, while it's your baby, you may have to hand that baby over and let other people foster it, right? And create something that you can at some point monetize.
Wow.
Yes.
And you guys are very good at monetizing.
We're very good at that. Yes, we're very good at that.
I could definitely speak to that.
Yes.
Okay. What about the engineers and the attorneys or students who are going to school that may want to take this field? What would you suggest for them?
I would suggest to them that they reach out to a law firm or an equity group or someone who's into intellectual properties. And at the least, you know, create a relationship, maybe a mentorship. Also look to be included in casework so that they establish a portfolio. So if it's something that they want to do for a law firm or an equity group later on, they have proof that they can do the work, that they participated.
I see.
Yes.
And engineer?
Same thing.
Same thing?
Same thing.
Okay.
There are many law firms, IP law firms, have people who have individuals that have both an engineering and a JD.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yes,
Okay.
it makes you more marketable.
Now, you said something about graphics or artists.
Right.
That's my words. I
Okay.
don't quite know what you said, but I know it was along that. I didn't know that was needed.
You know, I'll be perfectly honest and tell you, I was 2 years into it before I realized that we were paying graphic artists to draw the illustrations for the patent
Really?
claims. Yes,
Okay.
I did. I thought, okay. I mean, I figured it was some type of computer-generated situation, but no, there are actually graphic artists who do that.
Okay.
Yes.
So, people, if you're looking and you're just an artist and that's what you like to do, this may be something for you. And it's a lot of money in it. it's a lot of money in working with intellectual property and things of that nature and working with the law firms. And it's very exciting and rewarding on the back end. Nicole, I want to thank you so much for coming on MBA, Minority Business Access. What would you say to them as your closing statements that they should think about?
I guess in closing, I would say to anyone, whether you're interested in IP or equity or selling pencils or whatever, right? First, believe in yourself and never, ever, ever give up on yourself, right? Challenge yourself daily. I would also say, don't accept no. If you hear no, then why no? Right? And no is not official until the 13th no. And I would also say, do not be afraid of failure. Failure in every instance, to me, is just an opportunity to be better and to grow for the next opportunity. So people say failure is not an option. Well, that's not real. Failure happens, but failure I consider to be a learning opportunity.
Oh, awesome. One other question I have for you, Nicole. How expensive is it? You know, I know a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of people that have intellectual property, these inventors, and then they run out of money.
Right.
What do you say to that? Do they have to give up a lot when they come to a group like you?
If you do not have the money to engage a firm or a group or whatever, then yes, you're going to have to give up something. And it's going to be some type of position, be it equity, debt financing, or whatever. And that's just being honest.
Okay.
Nothing's free. And hopefully if your idea or your product or your invention is a good one, at some point you can find yourself back on the majority side of that. But initially, if you need a lot of help, it costs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is very expensive and costly to move it.
It is, yes. Okay. It is.
So should they be willing to give up 10%, 20% ownership, or is that just case by case?
It's case by case. 10 to 20 is low.
Okay.
If you have no money, 10 to 20% is low, because he who has the cash, he who has the service, they kind of get to dictate the terms.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you would suggest that someone needs to know?
No, just be steadfast and believe in yourself and what you have. Be willing to, do all that you can and sacrifice to make it happen. And when you have that attitude, other people become vested in you and have that attitude as well.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nicole. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Okay.
Solomon.
You've reached the end of another episode of the Minority Business Access Podcast. Connect with us at solomonrcali.info to leave a review and access more resources. We hope you enjoyed this show and found great value. See you at the next episode.